talking to Brandon Dubinsky. Brandon, I thought it was great tonight that your line did so much work and you got the points to be rewarded tonight. You know, how good does it feel just to be as big of a part of the game as you guys were this evening?
I mean, yeah, the reward's always nice, but I think we knew how important the game was, and obviously with Nicky and I and Asher, we've all been around so long. We just knew the urgency, so I think that's why we played the way we did. And you know, the boys found their game about halfway through that first, and I thought we started going all four lines. Everyone contributed. Bob played well back there, and obviously I don't have to say how big of a win it was for us.
Is there anything to turn the switch? You mentioned it was a bit of a slow start. Anything particular that happened, or just start to grasp it?
Well, I think if you watch the first 10 especially, you know, we were making those east-west passes again. We were being too cute, and then you watch their game. They were just dumping it and going and hunting it down. So I think we made the adjustment of just, simplifying our game. Not trying to be cute, not trying to I mean, it's a playoff-type game. We're both fighting each other so hard. There's not a whole lot of room out there to make the cute plays. So once we started making the simple plays, we started getting on the attack, and then we allowed our skill to take over from there.
How big was it to get the third goal and actually be up going into the dressing room and then to give yourselves breathing room in the third?
Absolutely huge. I mean, world-class pass play by Dutchy. Obviously shot by Brett too. Huge confidence booster coming into the room, but we knew that the job wasn't done. We needed to go out there and find a way to get the next one. These games are tight, and we were able to do that, and then give ourselves a little bit of cushion. It's nice to give Bob some run support. I think we haven't done the best job of that this year, so it feels good to give him that support.
You mentioned you guys, the three of you, Riley and Nick, and you've been around for a long time. You know how to do it, but is that why it just makes that line work, because you're grizzled veterans that just know how to go about it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think the way that I approach the game, anyways, I can't speak for the other two, but I just approach it as a playoff game. And I know we have to kind of, going down the stretch here, but especially against these guys, the head-to-head points are so big. You just knew it was going to be a tight checking game without a whole lot of room, and it was going to be a man's game. It was going to be a hard worker's game. And, so I think, we were prepared for that, and that's what gave us success.
Brandon Dubinsky talking here in the Blue Jackets dressing room. Let's go over to David Savard, who had the first Blue Jackets goal in tonight's game, and see if we can get some things from him.
It was fun to watch and fun to be on the ice to celebrate with them.
Just what changed in this game? You guys seemed to start slow. You kind of waded into the game, and then once you got going, you just really kept pushing.
They came out really hard, and I think they kind of, their forecheck was going, and it was tough to get out. And when we kind of figured it out, we got to be closer, and we got our forecheck going. I think we ended them in and created some good chances, and we kind of built from there.
We always talk about you being a defensive defenseman, but man, here lately, in big games at big times, you're stepping up and scoring big goals. What is it? Just what they're giving you at any certain time?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play by Doobie. I just tried to jump on there, and we got a helpman rush, and obviously it's a great pass. I just tried to hit the net and went in and kind of get things going.
How big is this for you guys, especially not getting to the great start, but finishing as strong as you did?
It was great. I think the first 10 minutes they dominated us, but after we kind of got our game, and I think we forechecked better and we created more turnovers, and we kind of, that's our game. When we create turnovers, and our transition is good, and we create a lot of scoring chance, and obviously we buried a few tonight.
Is the confidence back in this room, David?
I mean, it was great. Like I said, it's just the last 3 games we've been playing pretty well, and we just got to keep building.
Thank you. David Savard talking to us here. Oliver Bjorkstrand's here too. Let's hear from Oliver. He had 2 goals tonight.
He made the goal there. He made a really nice pass to me, and I just had to tap it in.
You guys had 18 hits in the second period alone. How much did the physicality help you get everything else kind of engaged?
No, it's huge. I mean, and I think Nash's line with Fliggy and Doobie, they got it all started for us. They played hard and they got chances that way, and we built our game that way, and everybody just kind of tagged along, and they got the team going.
You've mentioned confidence about 3 times. How important is that right now with 5 to go?
Oh, it's really huge. We got to play with confidence. No confidence, you play bad hockey. You're not skating. You're not playing hard or anything. So, confidence is a big thing. And with that, we just got to make sure we're ready for every game.
Oliver, I know it's been several years since you won that championship in Cleveland, but that year you were really good in the playoffs. It's near the end of the year, and you really turned it on and helped that team to win. Here we are near the end of the regular season. You're turning it on again. Do you have similar feelings right now as things are just starting to fall for you?
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is just I need to have better starts to the season. If I can play that way all year, it'd be a lot better, and you wouldn't be talking like this. But no, I tend to, as the season goes on, I play better and better hockey. But I like to start better and then just keep consistent. But no, it's nice that I'm the puck is going in now, and now I just got to keep building on that.
What is Alexander Wenberg doing for you on that line?
Oh, he's playing good hockey. He's defensively moving the puck. He's making nice plays. And right now we're just, our line is playing good hockey. All the lines are playing good hockey, I think. So, but no, more guys playing good hockey, it always helps the team.
When all the lines are playing, at this time of the year, is there, like at some points there can be like that competition for ice time. At this time of the year, because there's balance and everybody's doing the job, does it matter to you guys who's on the ice at any given time?
No, the most important thing is to win the game, and everything else shouldn't matter.
Thanks, Oliver. Oliver Bjorkstrand, he had a pair of goals in tonight's game. Let's see if we can get maybe one more as Riley Nash is over here talking. He got his second goal of the year tonight. Let's talk to Riley.
There's something to be said with the slow start when it's still only a 1-0 game. It's anything. It could be a 1-1 game, and that it could all be wiped away pretty quickly there. And that's kind of what you guys did early in the second.
Yeah, I thought we started to get our feet in the game. About 10 minutes. 8 minutes left in the first period, we started doing things that we regularly do. And they came out obviously really fast. They're a quick team. They're hard on pucks. But we had to kind of establish ourselves. We're a little bit bigger, so just trying to establish that physical presence and I said it earlier, but building the game and wearing them down.
How good did that feel to get that puck in there?
Oh, it's nothing. I do it in practice all the time. Yeah, it was nice. Made a good save there. And obviously, I was just sitting right behind him. Thought for a second he might reach back and save it just the way my ear's going. So it was nice that to see it actually hit the back of the net. So obviously a good feeling. It's been a struggle this year, but we're in a playoff race, and it's not about me, it's about the team. So 2 points tonight.
Not quite the same, exactly the same, but it seems like you guys have some similarities. You, Foligno, Dubinsky, as Foligno, Jenner, Anderson sort of had. Like, you guys bring a little bit of the same stuff, some grind and whatnot.
Yeah, I felt bad for Fliggy when he had to play with me and Dewey. It's a bit of a downgrade for him, but I think, like I said, I think we all know what we're out there to do. We have a clear objective, and we read off each other well. We all have similar games, so it's not like we're trying to go out there and make a ton of plays and be fancy. I think it's get it in, get the puck back, work them, use our bodies. Doobie's great on the cycle. Fliggy's awesome on the cycle. So just trying to make whoever we're playing against play defense, make them grind it out for 30, 40 seconds. That takes its toll on the legs. So just pitch it in any way we can.
John, with their size, their physicality, their experience, how impactful was that fourth line for you tonight? Dubinsky, you rolled with them a lot tonight.
Our best line.
Yeah.
They're the ones that ignited us. They're the ones that played the best in the first period. We talked about in between periods. Why were they successful? Is because they just won battles, finished checks, and just simply didn't have a care in the world. They were just playing as hard as they could. And then I think everybody followed suit from there.
John, you obviously right after the trade deadline talked a lot about praising your general manager and management team to go out and make the deals that they made. On the third goal, Duchesne makes an unreal play.
The backhand pass?
Well, it's first to shake the guy,
the
backhand pass, and then you keep the other guy. He doesn't get traded with a rocket of a one-timer.
Yeah.
Just that play, the whole play, Nudevar's pass up the ice,
Yeah.
the skill involved.
Yeah, Dutchie's made some plays. I know he wants to score, but he's been involved in a lot of our offense here. And the thing I respect about him is he is working very hard away from the puck, too. He loves talking hockey. I just think he's really involved in trying to be the best he can be on both sides of the puck. So that's the way it's going to have to be. If we're going to be successful, that's what's going to have to happen.
I don't care who scores the goals, but did you like to see Nash get rewarded? It's been kind of a long season for him with that.
Yeah, could have two.
Right,
yeah. And that shift. I'm glad to see he scored, and I'm glad to see Doobie gets the empty net goal. Doobie I'm glad for him because I thought he played his ass off tonight and killed penalties. That all three of those guys, but Doobie's one that's I kind of beat him up around the way here, and he's been put in situations that I know he doesn't want to be in. He wants to do more, but we found a line there. I'll tell you right now, that's a good line, and I'm happy for both of those guys.
John, Dean Kukin has really been, I think, blossoming here in the last couple of games. Just what you've seen out of his game and the play that he made to set up Bjorkstrand for his second goal. Just your
Zero
thought on that.
nervousness. Zero. He's just playing. And, at a crucial time of the year, it just rolls off of him. And, Harry's played well for us. Harry's played well, but the way Kooks has handled some of the situations as far as carrying the puck and making plays, we're going to stay with him. And, the thing I like about he's not afraid to make a play. And if a mistake is made, it doesn't bother him. He just goes out and plays. I think some guys that kind of get amped up and are a little nervous in these situations, look at him. Nothing's bothering him. He's just playing.
John, your team's ability to kind of reset itself after a moment or two there where there's the Shaw hit, the penalty, and then Bob kind of gives up a little...
Suspendable.
Okay. Right.
Ridiculously suspendable.
Yeah. That's just high hit. That should be taken out.
I told you what I felt about it.
Okay, then there's the emotion on the bench, obviously, on the play. We saw it with you. You give up kind of an iffy goal there. What allows your team to kind of reset itself? Because that was a big moment in the game.
It's a great question, Tom, because because we were reeling a little bit. We were so fired up about some of the things that were going on, and even prior to that, some things that happened, diving. And I don't think I helped them. I think they did it on their own. They just collected themselves, and we kept on playing. That could have gone. It could have gone another way. Maybe them scoring another goal. So the guys really handled themselves well, and then we slowly got into the banging and the physical part, and that's where I thought we took the game over.
John, you know your goaltender and your team a lot more than I do. After those first two goals that were so-so goals, were you surprised the way he kept composed and stayed in that game and was probably
Bob?
the third? Yeah, Bob. The third period was probably his best.
Yeah, and that's Bob. Now the second goal, it may look like a bad goal. That hits our defenseman's stick and deflects and puts him into a jam. I'm not sure what happened on the first one. It looked like it was just kind of a surprise to everybody that the puck was shot. But Bob made some key saves as the game went on. And as I said this morning, he's been good for a long time here. We've been fortunate enough to get him some rest at certain times. Certain times at the beginning of the year when he wasn't as sharp as we thought he should be. And even he thought he should be. Corpy ran with it. So it's really given him a chance to really set himself up for this situation now with 5 or 6 games left.
John, after you guys scored that third goal, could you sense that you had unsettled the Canadiens, or if not, was there a point where you did feel that way?
No, I'm not looking at what they're doing, how they're feeling. We're just trying to keep our foot on the gas, and they had some chances. I thought we had some really good sticks tonight. Where in the slot they had some opportunities to get the puck to net. We deflected some. We just kept on playing. What we talked about was trying to keep our foot in the gas, but making sure we don't turn pucks over because their transition game is so good. And I thought we did a really good job of making them come the full 200 feet and just grinded from there. I thought we played a lot under the hash mark, and I thought that's when we took the game over, playing there.
John, the last 2 years about this time of year, we were talking about Savard pairing with whether it be Cole or Johnson and how well they were playing defensively. He's scored some pretty big goals for you, has he not? Yeah. Recently, what have you seen in his play, and what's allowed him to kind of jump up and make plays?
Yeah, because he's aggressive. He's aggressive getting up the ice. I think it's a hell of a play by Doobie getting the middle of the ice on there. I think Savvy, he kind of, does he fan on the shot, or does he nail the shot? Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah. All right, then let's leave it that way. He's just, our D have a green light. We want him to go. That's the way you have to play in this league. And Savvy has offensive instincts. Throughout his career, he has offensive instincts. So we just hope we get a break there. And I think it was a change. I think they changed late in the shift, and we got them caught on the ice, and that's where Savvy just joined, and Doobie makes it. The biggest play to me was Doobie getting the middle of the ice. I think that backs him off even more, and it allows Savvy to get involved in the offense.
John, you mentioned how well Kukan, responded to the challenge. In general, you have a lot of young players in key roles on your team, and tonight was an important game. You don't want to overblow it, but the tension in the rink after that first period, not getting a shot for so long. How do you find your key young players responded to the environment and the magnitude of this game?
Yeah, we talked about it. I thought we played a better second half of that first period. I thought we started playing better. But we talked about it in between periods, about not letting this moment go by and regret that you didn't enjoy it, that you just didn't give in and just allow yourself to play. We talked about a number of things, but that was the biggest point, is don't let this moment go by and regret it later. Say, you know what, maybe I was too nervous or I didn't do enough. Leave it there. Leave it on the ice. And I thought Nasher, Nick, and Doobie led the way as far as how we had to play. And then everybody joined in as the second period started.
John, on that, coming out of that Edmonton game, players talked about playing with a piano on their back and that type of thing, not embracing it. Is what you're describing right there, is that feeling gone away a little bit now? Have they shaken that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm sitting there watching the 10 minutes, and I'm saying, shit, I mean, this isn't supposed to be work. This is supposed to be enjoying the moment. And I was a cheerleader. We were all trying to cheer them on, but Montreal isn't that much quicker than we are. Judging in those first 10 minutes, like we were in quicksand. We're a fast team, and that's what surprised me. But hey, to our guys' credit, they found a way, not just waiting for in-between periods, but they found a way the second half of that period to get themselves going. And again, I say it starts with Nash's line. Just the example of just playing a simple game, getting it in, and banging and playing underneath the hash mark. That was so important that they did that in that first period, too. So we don't go in down 2-0 maybe. So I don't know. It just confuses me watching sometimes. And I know they're trying, but it just seemed like they were frozen. But let's face it, they played a hell of a hockey game after that.
One of those young guys who seems to be really surging for you recently is Bjorkstrand. Scores 2 big ones tonight. What is the biggest key that you're seeing with him? Like, is it him getting in position to score those kind of goals or working?
No, the biggest key with him is for the past over couple of months here, 2.5 months, he has decided to play hard. He has decided to win battles on the puck and handle the job on the wall. It's funny what happens with offensive players when they decide to play hard in the other areas, the offense comes. He wasn't cheating. When he wasn't scoring and he wasn't playing a whole bunch of minutes when I wasn't putting him on the ice. He just continued to try to play. He concentrated on some of the things we talked about, and that's the battles. And now the puck's falling him. And this hasn't been just for a couple of weeks. This has been for a few months now. So he's reaping the benefit at a very important time for us at this time of year. Thanks, guys.
Oh, awesome finish. And I love the crowd when they cheered after it took 10 minutes for the Blue Jackets to get their first shot on net. A nice ovation, and it really got the message to the guys on the bench. But no, it started with a real fancy start for the Blue Jackets, I thought. They were playing the Montreal Canadiens game, and Montreal looked like they were flying, and the Blue Jackets were trying to figure out how to stop the puck from bouncing or whatever, or try to collect it. But then after the intermission, they came out and they played a real strong brand of hockey, almost like a playoff brand of hockey again. Inside out, defenseman up in the play, taking hits. It was awesome. And then Carey Price, they got to Carey Price. Some quick deflection play, that big one by Bjorkstrand. A huge block shot by Boone Jenner that Shea Weber had an open net for. Bobrovsky, okay, listen, he's been perfect the last 2 games. Tonight he wasn't. And was the team going to reward him with some goals? They did. I'll tell you what, Bob, between the benches, just watching the group at the end of that game, a lot of feel-good moments. Dubinsky gets a goal. It was an empty netter, but who cares? Riley Nash hadn't scored in almost 50 games. He gets a goal. Those are big moments. Those are moments you can talk about it. You can try to explain to guys that this is what we need to do. We need to create this feeling. And tonight they created themselves with this big victory at home.